You know that feeling when you're upstairs and you suddenly wonder, did I leave the basement light on? Well, today we are going to solve that problem for good. We're going to demystify how to install a pilot light switch, which is just a fancy way of saying a switch that tells you when the light is on. Let's walk through it step by step.
So why would you want a switch with its own little light? Well, it's pretty simple. It's all about getting information on something you can't see from where you're standing. We've all been there, right? You flip on a light in the attic, the garage, or the basement, and then completely forget about it. Days later, you realize you've just been burning electricity for no reason. That is exactly the problem this little switch is designed to fix. So here's how it works. A pilot light switch has a tiny built-in indicator. When that indicator is lit up, you know that the thing it's connected to, which electricians call the load, is also on. It's just instant, simple visual feedback. No more guessing. All right, before we even think about touching a wire, we've got to talk about getting prepped. Gathering your tools, and more importantly, focusing on safety, these are the absolute first steps. They are totally non-negotiable. You're going to need some pretty basic stuff here. Your standard flathead and Phillips screwdrivers, some pliers, a wire stripper, and electrical tape. But listen, the real MVP of this toolkit is the handheld voltage tester. Do not start this project unless you have one and you know how it works. And here's the golden rule for any electrical project you do yourself. If at any point at all, you feel unsure or you're just not comfortable, just stop. Seriously, calling a professional electrician is always the smartest and safest choice. Okay, rule number 1, the big one, never, ever work on live wires. So you're going to start by heading to your circuit breaker and shutting off the power to the right room. But don't just trust the breaker. And this is key. Go back to the switch and use your voltage tester on the actual wires to be 100% sure the power is off. Okay, with the power confirmed to be off, we can get to the main event, wiring up our new switch. And the very first thing we have to do is figure out which wire is which. So our first job is to play detective and find the hot wire. That's the one bringing power in from the panel. Now to do this, you have to very carefully turn the power back on, just for a moment. Then touch your voltage tester to each wire. The one that beeps or lights up, that's your hot wire. As soon as you find it, go turn that breaker right back off. Confirm with the tester again that the power is off, and then wrap a little piece of electrical tape around that hot wire so you don't forget. Let's quickly break down the cast of characters you'll find in that wall box. You have the hot wire, bringing power in. The load wire takes power out to the light fixture. The white neutral wire is there to complete the circuit. And the ground wire, usually green or bare copper, is a critical safety feature. Now, while these colors are pretty standard, you can't always trust them, which is exactly why we test for that hot wire first. Okay, one last little prep step. Just make sure the ends of your wires are nice and straight and that you've stripped off about 5/8 of an inch of that plastic insulation. This gives you a really good, solid connection point for the new switch. All right, moment of truth. Let's get this thing wired up. It's like a simple puzzle. The hot wire, the one you labeled, connects to the black screw. The load wire, the one going to the light, connects to the brass-colored screw. Your white neutral wire goes to the silver screw. And finally, that ground wire connects to the green screw. Just take your time and make sure each of those connections is nice and snug. The hard part is over. The wiring is done. Now we just need to tuck everything back into the wall and make sure we did it right. So let's wrap this up. Go ahead and gently push the wires back into the electrical box. Try to fold them in neatly so nothing gets pinched. Then screw the switch into the box, attach the wall plate, and you're ready to head back to the breaker and turn the power on. So the power is back on. That moment of anticipation. How do we know if it actually worked? Well, lucky for us, the test is super simple. And here it is. Flip the switch to the on position. If you did everything right, both the light fixture and the little pilot light on the switch should turn on. Flip it off, and they should both go out. If that's what's happening, then congratulations, you nailed it. So, now that you've confidently handled this project, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? When you take the time to prepare, and you make safety your top priority, you can tackle so much. What part of your home